Ich freue mich, den britischen Sänger, Gitarrist und Songwriter James Bay bei mir zu haben hier im Theater. Und er wird gerade auftreten. Hello, nice to meet you. How is your first impression here in Schaffhausen? It's the second time you're here.
Yeah, it's lovely memories. Thank you for having me back. And the memories are really great. The last time I played it was in 2019, and I remember it was an exciting night for me for the playing in front of the audience. But Lewis Capaldi and Bastille were playing on the same night. Both of them were great, and I don't think I'd seen either of them live before. So it's always really quite exciting when you find yourself in the same place at the same time as artists you really like, and you have the time to watch their show. And it felt like such a great night for the audience to sort of have all of us up there on stage. It was a really nice time.
And today, have you had time to explore the city a little bit, or saw the Rhine Falls or something?
Sadly, no. We've been staying because we have a really busy day of travel tomorrow. So we're staying at the airport, which is very boring in comparison, sadly. But it means that tomorrow morning we can get out of bed and straight onto the airplane.
So what do you do that you are ready for the stage then? After that long trip?
Honestly, since getting here last night, it's been a day of relaxing. We had a slightly stressful travel day yesterday. We were in the tunnel about to step onto our plane, and the man came out of the plane and he said, "Everybody turn around, go back." And at Heathrow Airport, they shut all the runways. They closed the runways, and everybody had to go back into the airport. And I don't know exactly why it was. It was like national news. And then about an hour later, we got on the plane and we traveled. So initially it was frightening, and then it was fine. But so since then, we've just been in the hotel, just trying to relax.
Okay. And then when you are on stage, where is your focus? More on the public, on the people, or your focus on your songs?
It's a good question. It's not the songs. Yeah. I love my songs, but to put on a great show, the songs have to be sort of muscle memory. Yeah. I have to know them inside out, so that I don't have to think about the songs. I think about the emotion of the songs, but I don't think about them beyond that. I just go on stage and I play music with my band. It's all about playing together. There are no tricks or anything. We really all play. And some nights we'll play some songs a bit faster, and other nights we'll play songs a bit harder or a bit softer.
And you also feel the crowd? Yeah,
this is all because of the crowd. So we play together as a band on stage, but it's because of how the crowd feels.
And do you remember 2019 here in Schaffhausen? How was it?
It was very happy. Yeah. For some audiences, it's a very intense emotional experience. But and I know that there was some of that when we played here in 2019. Yeah. But I remember it being very happy. Very, very joyous experience. Yeah.
Your new album is called Change All the Time. What kind of changes inspired the title?
The thing that inspired the title was my fear of change.
Yeah. Why you have a fear?
I think there are lots of reasons why I fear change. Some of the ways that I've approached my fear of change in the past were to actually try to change lots of things very suddenly. Yeah. And that was too intense. And then the rest of the time I try, and I've realized I'm so shaken up by the way that things change through life that I try and keep everything very the same. Yeah. Those are two extremes that don't work. So I tried to make an album with songs that address and maybe even accept that things evolve over time, whether we like it or not. Things change over time, whether we like it or not, and that can be okay. I've always been afraid of disappointing people, but it's quite unhealthy because you will disappoint people. That's okay. You can't please everybody. So it's called Changes All the Time because it was supposed to be a kind of a medicine to help me accept the truth of life.
You also once said writing song is like a therapy.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, that's a good question in the context of what I was just saying. I have a lot of things that I try and navigate emotionally in my life that are very, very hard for me to talk about, because maybe if I talk about them openly or honestly, they might disappoint some people. They might upset some people. And I don't want to do that, which is, I've just said, that's quite unrealistic. And I'm working on that. In the meantime, as a type of therapy, I will write songs to deal with the things I'm struggling with. And there's a kind of privacy to that. I can write these songs and they can say things that the people listening don't have to know all about.
And do you need to struggle to write good songs
I'm not sure.
for art, or is it?
I'm not sure. Honestly, unfortunately, I think yes, sometimes yes. Yes, I think sometimes that a lot of great art comes through struggle. But I don't think it's the case the whole time. One or two songs that I've written, I've kind of made them up. They weren't really about things that are happening in my life. And that was an exciting, different approach.
So for yourself, it's better to struggle not too much, but for the art, it's good when you have some.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is the problem. This is the strange dynamic. I don't want to struggle. I want to have a nice life. I want to have a relatively easy life. But my art goes quite well. And feels good and feels nourishing when I'm writing from a perspective of struggle.
Is music also a therapy for the audience, for the people, for the crowd?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been fascinating in the time that I've been doing this work. I've been writing and recording professionally for nearly 15 years, and I've been touring for 12 years. And I've witnessed people at my shows. They look like they're having the best time. I've witnessed people crying and crying and crying. I've seen a few people collapse or whatever.
You have to talk.
It depends. It depends if I'm trying to sing the song or if we're between songs. Yeah. But yeah, it matters to me how they feel and how they react. Yeah, it matters, and I recognise how much it means to them to see these songs live when I come and sing them.
And what is it for you to stay on stage? Are you nervous always?
It's interesting. No, I don't get particularly nervous. I love it, and for me there is an escape. I can be one version of my kind of truest self up on stage, and kind of run away from all the different problems in my life, and even the lovely, wonderful things in my life. They all just they all. I get to exist separate to those things for a minute. I just really like the job, is what I'm trying to say. And even though it can be an escape, I really like it. And that's why I don't get so nervous. I get a little bit nervous.
Okay.
I think you're supposed to get a little bit nervous. Yeah, I get a little bit nervous, and I like that. I think that's healthy. But I don't get too nervous. I'm just very excited always to go on stage.
And you also, your father, you have a daughter.
Yes.
What changed that's in your life?
Yeah, well, she was that was a big change.
I know.
Sure. There you go. So it's a beautiful change. Yeah. And she's nearly 4 years old, nearly. And
do you bring her something
sometimes
from Switzerland, or your family? You bring something back from here?
I'll try to. Yeah. I don't know what yet. Maybe some chocolate. Yeah, she loves chocolate. But yeah, it's a difficult thing to navigate doing this work and being a parent, because she can't always be here. But and it's been a big change, but it's a beautiful thing, no question. It's very.
Do you have time for her, or is it impossible?
I do have time, and I'm working on having even more time. Yeah. I think that's incredibly important. I think it's vital.
How can you manage that when you're on tour?
Well,
on tour.
It's a good question, but I'm in quite a privileged position where I don't have to necessarily. I can look at 6 months in front of me and I can say, well, I'm going to try and say no to certain things, and then for the 6 months after that, I'll say yes to more things, and do it like that kind of thing. I'm gonna try and explore that a bit more for the sake of my personal life.
So the big moment comes closer for the stage here, starting town. So how do you prepare before you come out then?
We're going to eat after this. I'm gonna go to eat something.
It's important to be
Yeah, and
ready.
then I spend time with my band. Yeah. I spend.
You eat food from here?
Yeah, food from here. I'm not too particular about what I eat. Depends, but I don't want to get McDonald's or something. I want something a little bit healthier than that. But I just try and eat to be full, and then to to digest
Yeah.
and to have energy and fuel and then go out there and give it everything. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Und danke vielmals fürs Zuschauen. Tschüss zusammen.